Welcome to the Chazz Palminteri Show. It's Monday at 11 o'clock, which means a new episode. I have a cold, so please bear with me, folks. I was in Vegas. It's called one of those Vegas colds, you know, when you go from the air condition to 115 degrees back into the air condition. I took a gentleman with me, which this is going to be part two of our association and our trip to Sin City, Las Vegas. But first, I want to tell you that I will be doing my one-man show starting again. It's September 10th. The one-man show that started it all. The show that Robert De Niro called the greatest one-man show he's ever seen. And many people. I won the award in Vegas for Best Show of the Year in Las Vegas. That one-man show, that one there will be September 10th at Lancaster, PA, at the American Music Theater. Okay, September 17th, Detroit, Michigan, at the Detroit Music Hall. Okay, October 1st, this is the big one, folks, in New York, on Broadway, at the Town Hall Theater. You got to get tickets for this because they're selling out like crazy. I'm going to do, after 35 years, a Q&A. Never did it before. A Q&A after the show. I'm going to talk about the one-man show, how it was, then we made the movie, stories about the movie, and then stories about the musical. I got some special guests that are coming down. I hope they can make it. I don't want to say who they are because if I say it and they can't make it, then I look bad. But we might have some surprises. Then we have October 8th. That's right, at the Springfield, Mass, at the MGM Casino. October 9th, Boston, Massachusetts, at the Emerson Colonial Theater. November 11th and 12th, I'll be in Pittsburgh, the Byram Theater in Pittsburgh. 2 dates, November 11th and 12th. And last but not least, right here where I live, the Richfield Playhouse. I'm going to be in Richfield, Connecticut. I've been there many, many times. It's a great venue. You got to come and see the show. It's really great. Please hit the subscribe button. Listen to my voice. Shot. Hit the like button. It means a lot. Go to ChazzPalminteri.net. I just started doing something new. I send out shout outs to a lot of people, especially young kids, about not wasting their talent, about hitting their potential. Just go to ChazzPalminteri.net, check it out, sign up, and I will send out a shout out to your child, to your friend, to a happy birthday, happy anniversary, whatever it is. Give a call. All right, we got the second part of a great episode here. Part one was Sandy Blue Eyes going to Vegas. Part two is Sandy Blue Eyes in Vegas and coming home. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about old school? This guy is so old school that it's scary. The one and only, here he is himself, the legend, the myth, the man, Sandy Blue Eyes.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, Chazz, how you doing, pal?
Good evening, everybody. Wow.
All my fans out there.
All your fans out there. You know, you're getting a big head from all this shit.
Oh, it's nice.
Sandy, I got to tell you, you're getting a big... Nick, John, do you think he's getting a big head from all this, John?
I think he's being humble.
You think he's being humble?
Thank you, John.
He's got some fans.
Excuse my language, but how the fuck could you be humble when you wear a pink sport jacket?
Confidence. You could be humble and have confidence.
And have confidence. I mean, you realize you're dressing like the 1970s. You realize that?
Like what movie?
No, like the people did in the 70s. That doesn't bother you?
No, because I'm old school.
You're old school.
That's correct.
So basically, you don't care what people think. You dress the way you dress.
That's right.
You don't care about designer suits. You don't care about Valentino shoes. You dress the way you dress, right?
But I do have some designer suits. I have some Joseph Abboud.
Joseph Abboud, one of the greats.
I have a couple of Ralph Lauren's.
You do?
Yes.
Is that a Ralph Lauren?
It's a Ralph Lauren, yes, sir.
Ralph Lauren made a pink sport jacket?
Yes,
Wow. Damn. I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
I beg to say, Sandy, you always wear a pocket handkerchief, right?
yes.
Take it out. Can you take it out for a
Sure.
second? Take it out. Show the people the correct way to put a pocket handkerchief in. Please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Some people like to point
Let's see it.
and they fold it. No, I don't like the point. I just like this. Look, I just pick it up like this.
Right. Right.
You stuff it in nice. You make sure it's flat.
Right.
Then you fan it out, and it stays nice.
That's old school.
That's old school.
Wow. And what do we call that? Just a pocket handkerchief?
It's called a pocket square.
Pocket square.
Yes.
Now, do you wear a pocket square with every one of your suits?
Yes. And most of when I wear a tie, it has to match the tie.
It has to match.
It has
the
to match the tie.
Okay. Now, we talked about it last week or the week before. This is part 2. Tell us again. Was the Vegas trip the greatest of your life?
The greatest trip of my life. I'm still amazed of everything we did.
All right.
And I'm still amazed that I got to go to Vegas for the first time in my life.
Wow.
And on a private plane with you. And I was treated like royalty.
Wow.
And I don't want to wake up. It's like a dream.
Now you want to go back to Las Vegas.
Oh, absolutely.
You realize it won't be the same without me.
Without you, no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Let's get real here now.
But a lot of your friends said they are now my friends.
Absolutely.
Like one of your very nice friends
Yes.
who gave me this Elvis photo.
That's right.
I mean, look how beautiful this is. It's autographed.
Yes.
Not only did he give me this Elvis photo and a beautiful card to go with it,
Right.
he gave me this beautiful Elvis cup.
Well, let's show the people that cup. Yeah.
He gave me this beautiful Elvis cup with the guitar on as the handle. Elvis, beautiful.
And the,
And he gave me a card also with that.
right?
And he had the sign made for me.
Look at that.
The sign says, "Welcome to Las Vegas, Sandy Blue Eyes."
Wow. Now, for those of you who don't know, look at that sign.
Look at that,
Sandy was in
beautiful.
the newspapers. It said, Sandy Blue Eyes from New York came to visit Las Vegas. A friend of mine put it in. It's pretty amazing. Sandy Blue Eyes, the first time he's there in Las Vegas, gets in the news.
The newspapers. Wow. And we're gonna get a copy of that.
All right, take it easy, Sandy. Fucking take it easy. I mean, really. You know what? I created a monster here.
Absolutely.
The guy's damaged. He's heavily
Heavily damaged.
heavily damaged.
Heavily damaged with Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and it's my kind of town.
What is that, a song?
My kind of town.
All right.
Las
Now,
Vegas.
you realize, Sandy, that fame is fleeting.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't sound too convincing about that.
No.
You always wanted to be famous.
Always. And I
Always.
kept saying to you, just give me a little part. Just make me a little famous.
John, what do you think about that, John?
I think he's getting there.
Well, I now have my SARE card.
You now have your SAG card, right? You did a part on Gravesend.
Gravesend with Willie DeMayo.
Will DeMayo.
Beautiful, excellent show.
Right?
Willie's an excellent
You got a
director
SAG
also.
card.
And I got
And-
my SARE card.
And you're getting called to do some movies.
Absolutely.
Not the biggest parts, but good
No,
parts.
right.
Right. But you don't mind
It's
about that, right?
No, it's a good start.
It's a
And
good start.
I just got a bunch of notices that I could come down and audition for some commercials.
Now, I want to know, Sandy, when you go in there and you have your name, and if they put your name on the screen, what do you go by?
Sandy Blue Eyes.
Not your last name?
Sandy Blue Eyes Favuzzi.
Sandy Blue Eyes for
Favuzzi.
So you're going to use your last name.
Oh, yeah, I have to.
Why is that?
Well, for when I become
Really big.
like you.
He's going to get a star on the Walk of Fame one day.
Thank you, John. I'm going to be on the Walk of Fame.
You got as much shot at getting on the Walk of Fame.
Here's where I want my star.
Right.
Right in front of the gates of Graceland. That's where I want my star.
All right, tell the audience, why are you so in love? and we'll get into Las Vegas. Why are you so in love with Elvis Presley? Why is that?
Because for me, he was the greatest entertainer in the world. He was very respectful, brought up down south, very respectful to his parents.
Right.
Reminds me of you a little bit with his friends. He shared everything with his friends.
Right. Okay.
You know, held his friends close to his heart.
Close to his mother and father.
Oh, very close to his mom and dad, especially his mom. And, you know, he served in the U.S. Army.
Now, how old was he when he hit it, you would say?
19.
He was 19 years old.
1954.
When did he become worldwide status, you would say?
About 2 days later.
Really?
Yes.
Folks, figure at 19 years old. Think about it when you were 19. I didn't make it till I was 38, okay? And when it hit for me, I was like, whoa. Whoa. I mean, it is shaking. It shakes you up.
Elvis,
When you see pictures on the wall of the buildings of yourself in a movie, I was like, wow, what is this? Picture being 19. I mean, he had no shot, if you think about it. It was really hard for him, right?
Oh, absolutely. But he walked into a studio called Sun Studios
Right.
to cut a record for his mother called That's All Right, Mama.
Did he write that record?
No, he didn't write any songs.
He never wrote any of his songs.
Not one letter
That's
of any
interesting.
songs.
Yeah, okay. And he sang the song. Was it a hit?
Yes, it was a hit. That's All Right, Mama.
What was the song that put Elvis over the top?
Heartbreak Hotel,
What year was that? Do you know?
1957 with RCA.
I remember seeing that on Ed Sullivan, I think. Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah.
Scene. I remember that. Yeah.
The guy who owned Sun Studios sold Elvis Presley's contract to RCA for $35,000 in 1957.
That's not a good deal.
No,
Well,
not-
$35,000 in 1957. That's big money.
Right.
So you went out. So you say he was the king of Las Vegas, right?
Absolutely.
We went to Las Vegas. We went to go see the Bronx Wanderers, great group, at the Westgate. The Westgate? Right.
The Westgate.
And that's where, it was the Hilton back then.
That was the International.
And that's where Elvis played.
Right.
And that's
Sold
where-
out.
Sold out.
Constant every night.
He is the first one, I think 7, 8 years, he sold out every night.
Right. That's correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I think we're going to show it again. They took us backstage. They took us to a piece of the floor where Elvis stood while the band was playing 2001 Odyssey.
That's before he went on stage.
Before he went on stage, he would stand there. And we're going to show you that right now. You're going to see it. That's it. That's Sandy Blue Eyes standing right where Elvis Presley stood.
I stood right on that wooden floor
Right.
where my idol, the king of rock and roll, stood.
How did you feel about that?
I felt it was an incredible feeling to stand where a man who was so impressive around the globe, the whole
Right.
world.
Wow.
The whole world loved him.
The
And
whole
still
world
love
loved
him. Yes.
And they still love him.
They still love him.
I mean, think about it. I think his estate makes more money now than it ever did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The museum, Graceland Museum.
Again,
yes.
people know this. How many times have you been to Graceland?
So far, 19.
Could we go and make it an even 20? You got a question, John?
I want to hear his opinion on the new Elvis movie.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
You saw the new Elvis movie.
Yes,
what
I
do you think
did.
about that?
The Elvis movie is good, not great for me. I know
you.
a lot of people like it, but for me, it's not a movie. It's more of a documentary of how Colonel Tom Parker treated Elvis Presley.
You didn't treat him that good.
No. I mean, Elvis
Wow.
Presley was in bad health, and I know he had passed out one night, and the colonel did say to the doctor, Dr. Nick Stapopoulos, I don't care what you have to put in his body to get him on that stage. I want him out on that stage singing.
Wow.
And the colonel was getting 50% of what Elvis was making.
And that's unheard
That's
of.
crazy, right?
A manager, you get 10%, maybe 15.
But I do want to say that Tom Hanks, who played the colonel,
Yeah.
and Austin Butler, who played Elvis, fantastic job.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I have not seen it. I am looking forward to seeing it. I saw Top Gun, which I loved.
I have to see Top
You have to
Gun.
see that. I took
yeah.
my wife to see Top Gun, and we loved it. It was great. It was like a real old time movie. You know, people cheering, standing up. It was great. It was great. I liked it a lot. That was great. Now, you're in Vegas for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get back to Vegas.
Okay.
I have a question about that. Sandy was telling me this behind the camera. He was
Yeah.
telling me about his trip getting to Vegas in that plane.
Wow. Well, I think we talked about that in the first episode. Then we could touch on it again.
Touch on it again.
We
I
could
I
touch
don't
on it
remember if we did.
I think we did, but I didn't tell you what kind of plane it was with it. And then
Right.
finally I said to you on our way there that it was a private plane.
We pull up to the private plane,
Right.
I
A
get out.
G5.
a G5.
No, I'm talking about landing in Vegas.
Oh,
landing. Oh.
That's a different story then.
landing in Vegas.
Well,
Go
let me
ahead.
just say that I really have no problem flying. The only problem I have is when the plane climbs. I have a problem with that until we level off. Then after we're level, I have a definite problem when it dances up there.
So stop saying I have no problem with planes.
I knew he was going to.
You have a problem going up. You have a problem dancing while it's there. You have a problem going down. You're fucking. You don't like flying.
Usually I don't have a problem descending, but
Right.
you had warned me, and the pilot had warned me,
Right.
that flying into Las Vegas was going to be bumpy.
Right, because of the ground is so hot and the hot air comes up,
There you go.
causes a thing where the plane moves.
So-
I took some videos of him, and you got to see it. He's holding on, he's squeezing it, he's going,
That's the truth. I did.
and I'm looking at him and I'm laughing because it's hysterical. He had the great sandy blue eyes, just
I was
scared.
nervous.
nervous.
And then the pilot had to abort the landing.
He did abort the landing, that's true. And then we had to come around, and now he's gone. When he's-
Yes.
When he goes, what happened? What happened? I go, we had to abort the landing. It's too rough. He went,
Big
I
tough
mean-
guy. I forget it.
forget it, sweating,
I
sweat
was.
coming down, sweat on his hands.
I grabbed onto your chair and I had the red mark. Remember the red mark?
You
across
grabbed my
hand?
chair. I was sitting on one side.
One
he was
side,
sitting-
the other,
He
yeah.
had to grab my chair.
So while all this was going on, what was Chazz doing?
He was like, "Yeah, don't worry about." I was laughing. That's nothing.
You know, I flew these planes a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I've been through some bad ones, and have I ever been through a bad one where it shook me up a little bit? Yes. So after that, this was like cakewalk. This was a cakewalk. That didn't bother me at all. You know, but when we landed, you were happy.
I was definitely happy.
You were happy. The limo pulled up. We jumped into the limo.
Jumped into the limo,
Right, and we headed for the Venetian.
the Venetian.
Well, the Palazzo at the Venetian.
Right. And oh my God, what a beautiful hotel.
Yeah, beautiful room.
The room, gorgeous.
Yeah, it was huge.
Gorgeous, yes.
Huge.
We had a living room.
Yeah,
Right?
it was great. Yeah, I mean, it was he was all the way on one wing. I was all the way on the other
Right.
wing. And
We had like a little dining area by the living room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so, when did you finally get to you that you were really in Las Vegas, Andy? You think?
I opened up the curtains with the remote. I didn't even know that the curtains had a remote. He had to show me.
Right,
Old school. I was looking for the curtain to go like this.
right.
And I'm looking out and I'm seeing the flamingo. I'm seeing MGM from my window.
Right.
Beautiful.
Right.
And I said, I'm really in Las Vegas. I couldn't believe it.
Now, during the day, I had to obviously. I think we talked about it before. We'll touch on it now, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, I had to work to speak to corporate people and
Right.
speak to this person about a film that we might do. And you were in the pool, 115 degrees, and you're laying on a what?
6 pools I was in.
Did we talk about this before? I think we did, yeah. So we'll just touch. And the reason why you did 6 pools because you followed the sun.
Sun, because of the buildings, the height of the buildings.
So you knew all the heights of the buildings, and when the sun
right.
hits that. Sandy, that's sick.
No, it's not.
Okay, all right. We
went
talked
to-
about this before, but I got to say it again because I don't know anybody like this guy. I never met anybody like this guy. Who does this? Who packs up everything and moves to another pool and follows the sun? I got to be honest with you. I'm a
I
little
had
stunned.
to because the buildings are so tall.
Right.
that when the sun reaches a certain height, the
Right.
buildings block the sun.
So you go to the
So
next
I go
pool.
to the next pool where the sun is still out there.
I know, but you have to pack up everything, get another chair, go get another one of those beds. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Take the baby oil in the Hawaiian tropic with me.
Sandy, baby oil and Hawaiian tropic. They did that in the 60s.
That's what I still do. See, I got a glowing tan now. See?
I got to be honest with you. And, I remember some people used to throw iodine in it.
You're 100% correct
Is
back
that right?
then. Yeah, I
Right
don't
on.
do that though. But I am looking. I'll probably have to make one because I looked online for those aluminum foil.
Right. What do you call those things?
What do you call them?
I call them a tinfoil menu.
A tin
Tinfoil
foil
menu.
Right.
Reflector.
Right. A
what-
tin foil menu.
What was some of the better food that you ate in Vegas?
Yeah, what was some of the great food you
Oh
had?
my God! Every restaurant.
We went to Carver Steakhouse.
Carver Steak. Oh my God, the food was excellent. Delilah's.
Delilah's.
Oh, the food was fabulous.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And they have it's a very unique restaurant, Delilah's, right?
Yes, they have a band,
Cabaret.
cabaret type of band with the
Showgirls.
showgirls. Two different girls dancing in two different. Beautiful.
Burlesque. It was like burlesque, right?
Yeah, it was like
Well,
burlesque.
nobody stripped. No.
No.
But it was just
Very
dancing.
elegant.
Elegant.
Yes,
It was like those old time
the
places.
service was excellent.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Delilah's
Oh my God.
or go to the Carver Steakhouse, Carver Steakhouse is off the charts. Francesco owns it.
Right.
You'll never get another steak like that. I'm telling you, it's really, really phenomenal. You pick your own knife out. I mean, you pick your steak out.
Right, that's right.
It's pretty crazy.
We even had excellent sushi.
We went to Sushi Samba.
Sama. Yeah.
Sushi Samba. Now, for those of you, Sushi Samba, they're all over the world. All over the world. Dubai, London, God, all over. In New York, Vegas. If you get a chance, I want to make sure I say it right. It's Japanese sushi mixed with Brazilian,
Oh yeah. Yes.
some kind of Brazilian look and Brazilian something else. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. My friend Maddie is one of the owners, and wow, it's just not having sushi. Everybody has sushi, and there's some wonderful restaurants that have sushi. Nobu, great sushi restaurant. I could go on and on. But what I like about Sushi Samba is they give you like sushi with a Brazilian kind of Latino feel,
Kick. Yeah.
like a kick. And
Yeah.
I never had anything like that in my life.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
And then we had our friends at the Sons of Italy
We went to the Italian club
Club.
in Vegas.
That's right.
The Italian club. We saw Ben.
Ben.
We were on there. I took my friend Pat and Madeline Cupo.
Oh, wonderful people.
Wonderful people.
Wonderful
Pat and Madeline. We ate at the Italian club. And I got to tell you, in the beginning, I was saying, well, it's not a restaurant. I hope the food is good. The food
It was great.
was great. If you get a chance when you're in Vegas, go to the IAC, the Italian American Club. Absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. And a great price.
Absolutely.
It's like they don't have to pay for the hotel because it's a freestanding building. It was phenomenal.
Then they had the big show going on in the big
Zoe
room.
Bowie,
Zoe
he
Bowie.
sang,
Yep.
and he dedicated some Elvis songs to you.
He was a gentleman. Yes.
That's right, to him, to you, and then we went to go see Fantasy.
Fantasy.
That was great. That was really good. I mean, a really classy.
Yes. Absolutely.
I thought it was a very classy burlesque show.
Absolutely.
And it was really amazing. That my friend who hooked us up with all these,
Mm-hmm.
that I was able to work all day and then shoot and see a quick show at night. So it really, for me, I mean, you were out all day. For me, it made my life enjoyable because I was able to see a show.
And we went to see the Bronx Wanderers.
We saw the Bronx Wanderers. We saw Vinny
Vinny.
and the Bronx Wanderers. Tremendous show. And they're at the Westgate, right?
Yes, the Westgate.
The Bronx Wanderers, I'm giving you the list of great shows if you get to Vegas. The Bronx Wanderers were great. He does this whole retrospect about his life, what it was like growing up in the Bronx. He does very nice a tribute to me and when we talked. And, I just kind of encouraged him. He always had talent.
Yes.
I just kind of gave him a little nudge, And he went out, took his kids, headlining in Las Vegas. Wow. Pretty great.
And it was at the beginning though. Last but not least, the Usher show was incredible.
Listen, how do we not talk about that? We saw Usher.
Oh my God.
Usher.
You mentioned it in the last show.
Oh, we didn't mention it?
Yep.
Oh,
and the
okay.
roller skates too.
And the roller skates. I got to tell you, everybody sees Michael Jackson dance, and they freak out. Rightly so, because he is probably one of the great dancers, entertainers of our time. Usher was right up there.
Absolutely.
If you get a chance to see this guy in person, go see him in Las Vegas. The Usher show. It's unbelievable. Fantastic. I loved it. It was great. So we did all of this, Sandy. Now we got to get back on a plane and come home.
Hold on one sec. I'm curious. Did Sandy gamble at all?
Sandy gambled. I asked him once. I always just gamble $100 on the roulette. I play my numbers, and I turn to him and I go, "What number you want?" He goes, 8. I go, "Why 8?" And tell him why you said 8.
Elvis Presley's birthday and my birthday.
Okay, so I put a thing on 8. 8 came out.
That's impressive.
Is that impressive? That's the truth. Not the one after, not the one before. 8 came out right on that.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So, and then the next day I said, "Look, Sandy, this money that you won, you got to go back and play it again." So he went. He said, "I only play $100." He did it. He lost, and we stopped.
Well, we had fun.
But we had fun.
Beginner's luck, just $100. Just to say I gambled a little bit in Las Vegas.
Right, he doesn't gamble,
No,
and
not
I don't
gambling.
gamble. I just don't believe in it.
Right.
My feelings is, if I win 3,000, who gives a shit? Like, what is it going to do? Change my life? But if I lose 3,000, I'm going to be really upset.
Right.
Because
That's an excellent outlook.
I'm old school.
Right.
I don't like wasting money.
Right.
I don't. So, Sandy, how would you rate this trip? Would you think anything could ever beat it, Sandy?
Never. It was just a dream come true for me, and I also want to thank you for taking me. And I mean, this was a chance in a lifetime for me. My first time there, I was with you.
Right.
And I mean, it was like I was treated like royalty.
Well, that's very nice. You're a good guy.
Thank you.
You did a great job with the merchandise. People love you.
Thank you.
I mean, when you come and see my show, folks, ChazzPalminteri.net, you're going to meet Sandy too, because he runs everything, the security for me, and he also runs my merchandise. So people come over to you. Now, did they recognize you on my TikTok?
Oh, everybody recognizes me. They buy some of the merchandise, and they want to know if I have photos that they can buy.
Right.
And I say, no, this is Chazz's show.
Right.
So they say, well, how much is it to take a photo with you? I says, I'm just honored to take a photo with you.
And you take a photo.
And I take a photo with them. And I sing to them.
You sing to them?
Yes.
So if it's somebody's birthday, you sing from the crest, right?
I sing, like Johnny Maestro, 16 Candles.
16 Candles. Yeah. Wow. Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, baby.
Oh, that's nice.
And then if they, when they first come in, I have the headset on with the speaker.
Right.
And I'm singing, and I sing about the posters and your photos and the cards. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Right.
And they come right over to the table. And people are buying the merchandise. They love the cards.
Love the cards.
They love the cards. They framed them for their children.
Yeah.
It's very, very great inspiration.
Do you get people to buy more than one card?
I had a fellow and I bought 20 cards.
20 cards?
20 cards.
So he can give them to his relatives?
His kids and his grandchildren.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that's a lucky card. Where is it? Is it here? I wish I had it with me. But on the card it says, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And I sign it. And you'd be surprised. You give it to a child and you tell them that. When I meet these young kids, I give it to them. If you want to do even better, you want to do a shout out, I'll do a little video for your child. just call up chazzpalminteri.net, and you could sign right up for a small video, 15, 20-second video, where I'll say the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. John, get on and do your job and, make a success out of yourself. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes I've helped a lot of these kids. Their parents will call me and say, I don't know what you said to my son, but he's doing great. And that's what makes me feel good.
Well, a perfect example was my friend Ray that cuts my hair. Remember his grandson, Nico?
Right.
He went home and showed his mother's report card after you spoke to him.
Right.
And his marks went sky high. You gave him the card.
Right.
You signed the card for him.
Right.
And his marks, his school grades went up.
Yeah, because I told him, don't let me down now.
Right. And he can't wait to see you again to show you his report card.
That makes me feel...
10 years old.
Well, that's pretty great.
Yes.
Well, Sandy, it was my privilege to take you to Las Vegas.
It was my honor to be with you.
You're terrific. You represent
Thank you.
the Bronx Tale brand in a great way. You talk about, you sell the merchandise, you run security, you do everything with class, and
Thank you.
And I appreciate that.
Well, I love you, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. Well, that's really nice of you. And before we start touching each other here, we better stop. No, I appreciate that, Sandy. But don't forget, folks, chazzpalminteri.net. That's everything. Hit the subscribe button, please. I appreciate that. A like button. That's how I get all this content. That's how people send me so much stuff. And old school, Sandy, old school, right?
Old school. There's nothing better than old school.
This is old school, folks. Look
That's
at
it.
this. Look
There
at
you
this.
go. Let me.
Let's go to old school, Sandy.
There we go.
And what do I say? When I say the epitome of old school is what, Sandy? The epitome of old school is respect.
Respect. That's the biggest word of my vocabulary.
Now, are you looking forward to going back to Las Vegas?
We're going.
Easy with the where
We're
going.
going.
Easy with the where going. I mean, going back, you might have to go a little bit differently.
I may be headlining there one day.
You might have to stay on. You might have to go to Motel 6, and you might have to fly out JetBlue.
No, don't
So
forget.
calm down.
Your friends are now my friends. I have all the cards that they gave me.
Sandy, nobody's sending a plane for you. Let me break this to you. Okay?
There's a new king of Las Vegas. Sorry, Elvis.
And it's you.
And it's right here.
Look at the camera and say that. Go ahead.
There's a new king in Las Vegas, and he's right here. I'm sorry, Elvis. The new king of Las Vegas.
Now, do we got a word of the day, Sandy?
The word of the day is Las Vegas.
And can we use it in a sentence?
Yes, I'm coming back. Las Vegas, here I come, because I'm the new king.
All right. Listen, you heard it. He's the new king. Man's nuts. It's crazy. But you know what? He's a character. Sandy Blue Eyes, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Chazz.
We'll
My
see you
pleasure.
next week for another episode of the Chazz Palminteri Show. And we got some great guests coming on the show. We got, I'm not going to say who because some of them are just fabulous. Okay? God bless you all. Next Monday at 11 o'clock. Tune in, folks. Bye.